Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video I'm just going to be doing man, I really paused at a really awkward spot. I'm not sure what I'm doing there, but anyways, this is some battles I pulled off my live stream. I'm just going to be showcasing two really interesting teams. First one is Excadrill with two Pokemon that are weak to Melmetal in Yveltal and Dialga, but that can still fight. So let's go ahead and get started. And the second team is definitely way spicier. So we're gonna lead Excadrill into Ho-Oh. So a little tip for the Ho-Oh player: a Brave Bird actually KOs right here at this range. There's actually no need to go up to the Earthquake here, because as soon as they don't throw here and they don't shield, I know they're gonna throw the Earthquake, so I'm just gonna catch it on Yveltal or Yveltal. And then obviously going to take a resisted, double resisted Earthquake, so it doesn't do any damage. They have their own Yveltal here, which is kind of nuts here. I'm not gonna lie. I go for the Focus Blast, and I get an extra Snarl in somehow. They must have not clicked the move or something. I'm not sure. I Dark Pulse here, thinking that for sure they're gonna Focus Blast, and they end up Dark Pulsing me. So that was very unfortunate for me. They end up shielding there. So for sure they go for the Focus Blast here. And I just thought like, well, I have so much energy here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bank a Dark Pulse and I'm going to switch out. And they actually get a Snarl on the switch in. I should have got at least one more Dragon Breath in. But that's okay. There's not a Focus Blast. They end up having Dialga in the back. And then I'm just going to go straight for the Draco Meteor, kind of at the last moment here, a little bit dangerous. I just didn't want to debuff my Dragon Breath too much. And they don't have two moves here, right? So I'm just going to go into Excadrill, because I know I don't have a move there. And they're going to have to dump it into Excadrill. And then I have a Dark Pulse ready, so this is pretty much GG. I am going to build up a little bit here. I probably could have got away with... no, this is fine. I probably could have got away with just doing one Snarl. I did want to make sure I was less than 3 or less Snarls away from the Dark Pulse. I'm actually going to throw 3 here. The reason I throw 3, there's actually really no rhyme or reason. But the main reason why I throw 3 is that I can fit 3 Snarls within 2 Incinerates. And if I wanted the extra energy. But realistically, throwing it 2 probably made a little bit more sense. So that way I wouldn't take the damage from the second Incinerate. I wasn't sure if I need to throw... I couldn't remember whether or not I need to throw onto Yveltal, or I wouldn't be able to Snarl it down. So as you can see here, my queue times are a little bit long. I can probably just shift that along a few seconds there. Okay, so we have a battle. All right, we're going to have Excadrill into Dialga, so this is obviously a very good lead for me. And they come into Togekiss, so I don't really have a great answer to Togekiss. So I am going to throw... I threw kind of an awkward time there. When they switch in, it's like a little bit harder to time. So I'm going to throw 1 and then throw. But it looked like they lagged there because they didn't throw a Charm. But I think they had Charm later, right? So like it does some like weird catching up. I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. So I have to shield this because they're at the Flamethrower somehow. I'm not entirely sure. So they get a Charm through here, which is totally fine. I'm just going to switch to Dialga here. And then I'm going to look to farm this down. I don't care if they throw a Flamethrower at me. Obviously not ideal to get the Flamethrower thrown at me. But I'm going to be able to Draco whatever comes in. And their opposing Dialga is not going to be able to get that much farm on me. So I throw the Draco Meteor. I was very confident I was going to make it, regardless. It actually doesn't KO there. So, and then I have the Jordan banked. And they don't have a move yet, so I'm just going to Snarl down. And then they have a Kyogre in the back. So this is a very favorable situation for me. I'm just going to throw the Dark Pulse here. And then I'm going to throw another Dark Pulse. And they CMP tie me, which is totally fine for me. And to go for the Dark Pulse. Someone said I could tank the Surf, but I think they were at enough energy for the Thunder, so would have been kind of a reckless no shield there, to be honest. Though the drill run probably would have KO'd, so it didn't really matter there. I was in total control. Obviously, I had a very favorable lead there. They didn't really they only had one answer, and they went into Tokias, which is okay, all right. I want to just go up 5 seconds here. All right, going against my friend AcoinX. I didn't actually realize he was running a Dragon Tail variant. So you generate 9 energy per. So this definitely can't be an Earthquake, so I'm just going to tank it. And he comes into Dialga here. And again, I'm going to do something pretty similar. I want to get as much damage as I was actually expecting a shield here. And then I was going to strategically farm the Dialga. But he also realized that. So he took a gamble there. And then now he's going to farm me down with Groudon. That's actually not really that great of a situation for me, to be honest. And I really think about this one here. I go into Yveltal. The thing is that I take neutral damage, but I don't take super effective from the Fire Punch. But these Dragon Tails are really doing quite a bit of damage to me. And he gets that Dragon Tail through, which is really unfortunate for me. And this is going to be a CMP. I have to shield this, unfortunately, because the Fire Punch is about 25%. And I do expect a Kyogre in the back. I've seen this team composition a decent amount of times, especially if they have. So here, 2 drill runs. Kyogre barely survives 2 drill runs, and I'm gonna be able to get them off if he decides to farm. In reality, like I guess I have do I have a shield? Do I have a shield? I do have a shield. So, and then he ends up throwing the move here. He's very close to 2 Surfs here. So, but unfortunately, I get a Snarl through, and then I'm able to take it out. And then he's just gonna fall just short of being able to farm me down. If he would have went straight for the farm down, then I definitely would have lost. But it was kind of a tough decision because he didn't necessarily know what my energy was at. So, as you can see there, I was a little bit worried when I saw the Kyogre come in. And it made sense why he didn't shield Dialga, because Kyogre, in theory, could beat both Pokemon. But because of the slight energy and the shield advantage I had, it became a little bit challenging for him. Yeah, if he would have shielded Dialga, then what would happen is I would have shielded Excadrill and then make sure I came in with a Drill Run. And then I would have Drill Run the Kyogre that would have came in, presumably. And then go into Yveltal with a little bit of energy advantage. And then it'd basically be like a full health Yveltal versus whatever, right? So, anyways, here comes Dialga. And then here comes Giratina. And I actually thought I made a mistake here, because I've been burned so many times with Excadrill in the back with this kind of team composition here. As you can see on my face, I'm like just trying to figure out how to play this out, if it is an Excadrill in the back. And Shadow Ball here, and then I'm going for the farm down. A little bit risky here, but they're not going to be able to get it off. The Shadow Claw that they threw there was enough energy to get to the move, and then I make a risky play here, and I Dark Pulse here, and then I'm going to switch out to Dialga here, and then I'm going to gamble whether or not they're going to have Excadrill in the back, because if they have Excadrill here, then I could Draco it, and then basically the game's over because I'll have my Excadrill on their Dialga. And I farm up as much as I can before they reach a potential another Iron Head. And they no shield, and then it actually ends up being Kyogre in the back, which is actually okay for me. Mostly because all I need to do is throw this Dark Pulse here. So I lose CMP to Kyogre. So I throw the Dark Pulse here. And then I switch to Excadrill. I have a little bit of energy on Excadrill. And then I should be able to get to the drill run here and take out this Kyogre. So I felt pretty comfortable. The fact that I banked the Dark Pulse, that if it ended up being Excadrill, then at least I could take a the Dark Pulse is about 55%. It would be Kyogre, which ended up being fine for me as well. So having a shield advantage plus having the energy, it was a very risky bait with the Dark Pulse, but very high likelihood that they were going to shield because there's almost no chance they give up their full health Dialga. So I have Excadrill into another Ho-Oh, so you know how I play this. So unless you're super weak to Excadrill, you just throw the Brave Bird. Just throw the Brave Bird, right? So watch next time I try to catch on Ho-Oh, I'm totally going to get Brave Bird. And then, but that's fine. Actually, I'll be very happy if I run the same team and then someone Brave Birds my Yveltal, because then I know that they learn to play this properly. So they're actually committing here. And I get 3 Snarls in while they get to the Brave Bird. I do have to shield this or also KO me. So they have, it's pretty much the same team. With now I am down a shield, but I have a little bit more energy. And then I throw the Dark Pulse here. And what do I do here? I think oh, they actually throw the Hurricane here, okay. Which is fine, because now I can go into Dialga and farm down, right? Yeah, I go into I go into Excadrill here. Mostly because I didn't want to take a Dark Pulse, and I knew that they were 2 away, so I wouldn't be able to farm them down. And do they have a Dialga in the back? I switch out, and they actually have Lugia in the back. So this is a very difficult game for me. And then I shield this, or I let it go. I let it go. It ends up being the Sky Attack bait. Oh man, if that was Aeroblast, that would have hurt so much. And then I bait them. And then now the game's over, right? Because they're just going straight for the Sky Attack. And then I'm going to be able to make it to the Draco Meteor, and that Dragon Tail is actually not going to apply, which is really good for me. And then I should be able to Dragon Breath down, even with the debuffed Dragon Breaths here. So very tough game there, but I do really like the team. And then so here's Mamoswine. I think it's Mamoswine, Giratina, and Malmetal. Kind of a weird combination, to be honest. So I throw at this try on the 4th Dragon Tail, but then I should have did one more. I end up getting the move back, so it ended up being like, okay, now we're like same amount of energy, and I'm gonna be able to beat them to the move here. I don't bother trying to sync the move because I want to potentially grab the shield here. And then I have to make a tough decision here. And for me, I was like, oh man, they just have too much health. I have to commit these 2 shields. And they obviously have something that doesn't want to get avalanched. So I expect it to be double flyers here. And then they have a Yveltal. So they get 2 here. So they need 4 more to get to the... 4 more to get to the Focus Blast? Is that right? Pretty sure that's right. Maybe So I ended up catching the Focus Blast here, and I actually wasn't sure if this was going to help me at all. Yeah, it is 4 more. So, because they're going to Dark Pulse me here, I'm going to live this Dark Pulse. So, but they make a mistake here, in my opinion. So I throw 1 Shadow Claw and then throw, so I don't want to give... It didn't really matter. I should just throw in the Shadow Ball. Now they're in Rock Slide range, and now they're at 3. And then they actually catch the move onto Lugia. But this game is basically over now, because I can basically exit out this Lugia match. Unless they get a boost. They can exit out. They can unless I can exit out this matchup with a Rock Slide. So they have the Aeroblast now. Totally fine. And I just need 3 more to be able to get to this Rock Slide here, and then they don't have a move on Yveltal, so this is absolutely GG here. So that catch there was actually really necessary. But honestly, what they should have done was they probably should have doubled up on Yveltal and then threw the Dark Pulse. So that way they make sure they leave with a move. But this is a minor misplay by the opponent. Obviously, they were probably in a very excited state, knowing that their team does do quite well against mine. But that was a good catch by me. Awareness, I guess I should say. Oh, okay. Just gonna speed the clock here. And then I have Mamoswine into Dialga. So here, I can win the one shield straight bulldoze. They actually come into Mewtwo. I actually was really slow in the switch there. And then this is like just super lucky on my part. So they throw the side strike here. So and then they throw the second one right away. And then I'm gonna let it go. And then I'm basically gonna do. I think I do 3 more Shadow Claws because I think 4 would put me over 100. Yeah. And basically, I went to 100 energy there. I did waste a little bit of energy. I went from like 96 energy to 100, but that's totally fine. And they actually end up getting the boost, which is super amazing for me. I throw 1 Shadow Claw, then throw the move here. Most of the time, people would almost win here. So I'm like, oh, okay, they probably won't expect the shield. And then because I'm boosted here, I'm just gonna commit to the Shadow Ball here. And this boost is absolutely disgusting here. It's like absolutely gross here. And they actually have Kyogre, which is not super ideal for me, but not that terrible for me. So they throw exactly when they get to the surf. I think I ended up shielding this. And then I throw 1 Thundershock, then throw the move to only give them 1 turn. So I get 2 turns. They get 3 turns, but I get the charge move as well. So we trade off the charge move for that. And then I think I throw 4 there. So they're 1 away. I believe they're 1 away from the move. And so they should have the move here. I get a 2 Thundershock through. This doesn't KO. And I'm just going to switch here so I don't get farmed down. And then basically I'm just going to Powder Snow down and take out their Kyogre. Honestly, if I didn't get the boost there, that would have been a really, 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 really tough game. But I probably would have came into Malmetal and took it the move, but then they would have came in Kyogre, and then it would have been like really tough there. So, but it worked out fine. So I was gonna grab a shield from the Dialga, basically no matter what, or take a huge chunk of damage. So this is a good lead for me. They come into, so I already know what this is. It's Togekiss in the back, and yeah, this game's over here. They kind of need the Dialga to take out the Mamoswine. Even though that's like a slightly positive matchup in the 2 shield. They decided no shield here. I'm going to no shield as well. Let me know if you want me to do a short on how to play out certain matchups, like how to play out this Dialga Malmetal matchup. So here, the very important thing here is to build up again, because the reason why you build up is that your defense is not as low, and that way you can get to the second superpower and burn both shields. Very important. And then I already know it's in the back, so I don't even wait the clock here. I'm just going to go into Mamoswine and then just farm this Dialga all the way down. They throw the Iron Head here, and then I should be able to farm down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're like 3 Dragon Breaths away from the move. I throw 2 here, and I know they need 3 more to make it to the Dragon Claw. So basically I throw 3. 1, 2, 3. I win CMP versus this Giratina, and this just gives me the optimal chance to get to this Avalanche versus this Togekiss. And I throw 2 there. It's not the most efficient time to throw. It's actually one of the least most efficient ways, but this game's over, right? So as long as I land that Avalanche, there's just like absolutely nothing they can do at this point in time. So this team is really good against that very popular Giratina Alter Dialga Togekiss. At least it's very popular in like the expert to legend range. It's a very strong team. So going against 6-4 Ninja, a very fantastic content creator. So this is a good lead for me. I think I throw it 7. So I throw 1 past the Avalanche here just to make sure that he doesn't get a Dragon Tail through. and he actually ends up taking it. So I'm like, he's not at the Aeroblast. I'm like, do I have to take this as well? So I end up taking it. It almost KOs. So I go for the Sink here. So I go for the 3, and then he ends up getting the Dragon Tail through, which is really bad for me. So I end up switching here to transfer the Dragon Tail onto Melmetal here. And I was actually totally expecting a Melmetal answer, not his own Melmetal. And as you can see, my Melmetal is a 98 and best buddy. So I'm in a really good spot here. So he ends up baiting me here, which is a really, really reasonable bait on his side. And then I'm basically looking at the clock right now. And I'm like, okay, I'm about 5 seconds away from being able to switch here. So I throw the second superpower right away. And I end up shielding this. And then I immediately go into... No, I think I bank a move. No, I end up immediately going here, hoping that he would throw. He actually ends up sacking Lugia, which is really nice play here. But unfortunately for him, he had a double weakness to Mamoswine. And I'm just going to go into Melmetal here. As long as I got if he would have won switch there, if he would have superpowered my Mamoswine, this would have been a really complicated match. Yeah, it would have been a really complicated match because he would have won switch. And then I would have had to go into, well, maybe I go into Melmetal here, and then it's kind of tricky for him. Yeah, maybe I get Melmetal onto the Flyers regardless. But there's certainly a little bit more navigation. Honestly, I had 2 anti-Flyers, E2 Flyers. Like, there's... And then I had Giratina Origin, right, that also beats 2 of his 3 Pokemon. Like, he would have to have, like, perfect alignment. Like, Melmetal on Mamoswine, and then somehow the Melmetal also surviving to beat my own Melmetal. It's like... So, this is the crappy part here, is... I never take it. I never take free wins. I try to avoid taking free wins. So unfortunately, I was 4-0 in that set, and I was like on the cusp of reaching 2,900. And this is like the second time where I'm about to reach 2,900. Then someone comes in with some like a Pokemon that they're obviously looking to tank. I try to take any free wins because I don't want it. I don't want them. Right? I know other people. It's perfectly fine if other people want to take the free wins. I think that's perfectly fine, and it's perfectly fine for them to tank, right? Because they obviously just want better queue times. I'm totally cool with that. Just my own personal thing. I don't like to take the free wins. So, anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.